Welcome back to Greatness Unlocked. I appreciate you choosing to spend your time with me today. If you find any value here, I humbly ask that you hit the like and subscribe. Over the past few years, there's been a growing conversation, especially online, about something called semen retention. The idea is simple. By abstaining from ejaculation for extended periods, men claim they can channel that energy into mental, emotional, or even spiritual growth. It's an ancient practice that's found new life in modern wellness culture. But like many trends, it sits at the intersection between genuine self-discipline and unproven science. So today I want to spend some time exploring the reported benefits of semen retention: mental, emotional, physical, and even spiritual, and take an honest look at what's supported by evidence and what remains anecdotal. Mental and emotional benefits. Let's begin with the mind. Many men who practice semen retention describe a noticeable improvement in their mental clarity and focus. They say that by not giving in to every impulse, they're able to direct their energy toward creative projects, intellectual pursuits, or personal growth. Essentially, they feel more in control of themselves, and that sense of mastery can be powerful. Some also report that their mood improves over time. They talk about feeling more positive, more confident, and less weighed down by guilt or distraction. The act of self-restraint itself can become a source of pride, a reminder that they are capable of discipline. For some, that discipline spills over into other areas of life. Perhaps they work harder, train more consistently, or simply feel more motivated to pursue their goals. Another common theme is emotional stability. Some men say they feel less anxious and more grounded. They speak of having fewer emotional highs and lows, possibly because they're not chasing the same dopamine spikes that frequent sexual gratification can bring. Instead of quick bursts of pleasure, they experience a steadier, calmer state of mind. And interestingly, some couples who explore semen retention together report that their relationships deepen. When sex is no longer focused purely on performance or climax, emotional connection can take center stage. These couples often say they communicate more openly and feel a stronger bond. Now, it's important to note that while these experiences are real to the people who report them, science hasn't yet provided strong evidence that semen retention directly causes these effects. It may be that the structure, mindfulness, and self-awareness that come with practicing restraint are what create these benefits, rather than the physical act of retention itself. Physical benefits. Turning to the body, proponents of semen retention often describe feeling more energized and vital. Some believe that semen contains important nutrients and life force energy that, when conserved, can be redirected to other physical functions. They claim that by holding on to this energy, the body becomes stronger and more vibrant. There are also claims of heightened sexual desire and improved performance. Paradoxically, some men find that abstaining for a while increases their libido and makes sex more satisfying when it does happen. They report stronger erections and more intense orgasms. In terms of hormones, there is one small study from 2003 suggesting that testosterone levels may temporarily increase after about a week of abstinence. However, more recent studies show that this effect is short-lived and not significant enough to produce lasting changes. So while the idea of a testosterone boost sounds appealing, the scientific evidence doesn't really back it up. Some athletes and fitness enthusiasts claim that semen retention helps them build muscle or enhance endurance. Again, though, these are personal experiences rather than scientifically proven outcomes. The human body is complex, and motivation and focus, which can certainly improve through self-discipline, might explain why some people notice physical benefits. Fertility is another interesting area. There's a belief that longer abstinence improves sperm quality, but the research suggests the opposite. Studies show that sperm motility, the ability of sperm to swim effectively, is highest after about 1 day of abstinence and begins to decline after several days. So, for men trying to conceive, shorter intervals between ejaculations often lead to better sperm health. In short, many of the physical claims associated with semen retention are based on personal experience rather than hard data. That doesn't mean those experiences are false, but it does mean we should interpret them carefully. Spiritual and historical context. Semen retention isn't just a modern self-improvement fad. It has deep roots in ancient philosophy and spirituality. In Taoism, for example, it was believed that sexual energy could be transformed into spiritual energy. In Hindu traditions like brahmacharya, retaining semen was seen as a way to conserve one's life force and strengthen the mind. In modern times, people might not frame it in religious terms, but the underlying idea remains that sexual energy is part of something bigger, a force that can be redirected toward creativity, mindfulness, and spiritual awareness. However, from a scientific standpoint, these spiritual interpretations can't be measured or tested. They belong to the realm of personal belief and experience. And for many practitioners, that's enough. They feel a genuine sense of growth and empowerment through the practice, regardless of whether it's scientifically validated. Potential risks and considerations. Now, it's worth mentioning that while semen retention isn't inherently dangerous, it can have side effects. Some men experience discomfort or aching in the testicles, often called blue balls, from prolonged arousal without release. It's temporary, but it can be unpleasant. There's also an emotional dimension. In some online communities, there's intense pressure to maintain long streaks without ejaculation. And when someone slips up, they might feel guilt or shame. This can create unnecessary stress or even anxiety. It's important to remember that sexual expression is a natural part of human health, and balance is key. In fact, regular ejaculation has recognized health benefits, such as stress reduction, better sleep, and possibly a lower risk of prostate issues. So choosing semen retention should be about mindful exploration, not self-punishment or rigid ideology. How people practice it. For those who want to explore semen retention, there are several approaches. Some choose complete abstinence, refraining from all sexual activity. Others practice edging, bringing themselves close to orgasm, but stopping before ejaculation. Some couples engage in non-ejaculatory sex, known as carezza, which focuses on intimacy and connection rather than climax. Additionally, Strengthening the pelvic floor muscles through Kegel exercises can help improve control and awareness during sexual arousal. The key for most practitioners is mindfulness, being aware of what the body is experiencing and choosing how to respond rather than acting on impulse. Final thoughts. So, what can we conclude about semen retention? It's clear that many people experience genuine mental, emotional, and even spiritual benefits from the practice. The sense of discipline, focus, and self-awareness that comes with restraint can be transformative. Yet, from a scientific perspective, the physical benefits are largely anecdotal. The body naturally reabsorbs unused sperm, and there's no evidence that ejaculation depletes long-term vitality or health. As we continue to explore this topic, it's important to keep this in mind. Ultimately, the value of semen retention seems to lie less in the biology of holding back and more in the psychology of intentional living. When practiced mindfully, it can serve as a tool for self-discipline, self-awareness, and personal growth. But it's important to approach it with balance, recognizing that sexual expression is a natural, healthy part of life. For some, retention may offer focus, energy, and emotional clarity. For others, regular release may bring relaxation and well-being. The real benefit comes from understanding your own body, your motivations, and your relationship with desire, and using that awareness to live with greater purpose and harmony. Thank you